Those are true. Names that are legendary. StockLegends.com.
Hello and welcome to Stock Legends Legendary Training video. Today we are going to look at how we can use volume to predict bottoms and reversals in downward trends. They could either be short-term reversals or they could lead to long-term reversals. So we're either looking at small bounces and brief bear market rallies, or we could be looking at a long-term reversal. So let's take a look at a particular stock. We have a downward trend here, and we can suggest we have a downward trend as we do have lower low points. You can see each low point is lower and lower, and we also have lower high points. So what we want to look for are periods in the volume, which are the bottom bars here. These are volume bars. We want to look for locations where we see volume spike. And when volume spikes, usually that is the interest starting to pick up in the stock. It's where we start to have an increase of buyers counteracting the selling pressure. And this is usually generates a lot of interest. Volume is simply interest in a stock. And when we have a lot of interest, it can lead from reversals from downtrends into uptrends. Now, what we generally see overall in this volume pattern is a declining volume. So let's take a trend line and let's just look at some of the high points here. Clearly you can see a lot of volume was occurring in here, and the volume starts to taper off during the downward trend. So it's where we want to see volume increase that is going to give us a suggestion that we may see a reversal. Now, we do see some periods where we saw volume pick up and we saw brief rallies here in the stock price. We saw a nice rally, volume spike up in here. You can see we hit a low of 1055, and then we had a brief rally up to 1282. We saw another brief rally here. Once the volume had sort of calmed down, we saw volume start to pick up. We hit a low of 1013, and as the volume picks up, we saw a rally up to $12.10. Again, we can see something very similar occur here. Only this time we have a long period where there's not really a lot of volume. Volume is pretty much at the lowest. It's trading below the average volume, and there's not, relatively speaking, a lot of interest that's occurring in the stock. It's when we start to see this volume spike here. We'll use a circle because we saw strong volume over several trading days. At a low of 971, we saw a lot of volume pick up into the stock, and this gave us a suggestion that we're going to see another rally. In this case, we saw a very large rally from 971 all the way to $13.19, much bigger than the other rallies that we saw. But we can see here through repeated patterns, and this is only over several months, the same patterns repeat over and over again, where we see volume come in near a bottom and the volume spike reverses the stock either into a brief rally or into a long-term reversal. Thanks very much for watching. Happy trading.